ladies and gentlemen, Street Talking Other Stuff, Monday morning. Nice to have you with me today. Thanks for tuning in on this starting to get chilly October morning. You know, the holidays are coming. That's great. And I got news for you, okay? Because Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, this is something all to look forward to in this time of year. And there's never anything to look forward to in January, but this year there is. Tonight, we start rehearsal for a play called Exit Laughing. This is the winter play for Music Theater of Wenatchee. I will tell you more about it, but get ready. Get ready to set aside some dates in January, because your January is going to be full of laughs. And next week, I'm going to have some of the cast from the music theater show, The Addams Family, coming on. So, hey, some great theater opportunities. This is great family entertainment for you folks, so stick around more for that. But hey, we've got a good show for you today, but just a couple of things. You know, once when I was a kid, I found a $10 bill on the street, and I ran home and said, Mom, look, I found $10 that somebody lost. And my mother said, are you sure somebody lost it? I said, I'm positive. I saw the guy looking for it. And then one time in school, I was taking a math test, and my teacher came over and said, Mr. Magnotti, I hope I didn't see you looking at your neighbor's test for the answers. And I said, yeah, I hope you didn't see it too. Okay, so Street Talking Other Stuff, Maddog Magnotti, you stick around, we will be right back.
Leavenworth Oktoberfest. Fall is in the air, and so is the aroma of sizzling bratwurst. It's time once again for the Leavenworth Oktoberfest. Enjoy 3 full weekends of fun for everyone. Your thirst will be satisfied with a variety of authentic German beer, and your hunger will be filled with German brats right off the grill. The sounds of Pa will be delivered in 4 venues with live non-stop entertainment. For more information or to purchase tickets, go on to LeavenworthOktoberfest.com.
This is the NCW Life Community Calendar brought to you by LocalTel. My Sky Family Day is this Saturday from 10 to 3 at the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center. All ages are encouraged to experience the fun of hands-on science, including learning about the principles of flight, stellar navigation, and more. The 6th Annual Mountain Ale Festival is this Saturday from 1 to 5 at the Roslyn Yard in Roslyn. Enjoy local Pacific Northwest brews, live music, food, and fun. For more information, visit ncwlife.com.
Hi, my name is Jim Heinlein, independent agent and owner at Springwater Insurance Group, formerly known as Senior Insurance Services. And we recently decided to make that name change because we're offering so many different other types of insurances in addition to Medicare education and enrollment like we've been doing for 15 years. So if you have questions about Medicare or any other forms of insurances, give us a call at Springwater Insurance Group, 888-2600, or visit us at any of our 5 locations.
Succession is leading the way for a new generation of Chelan wineries. Named Platinum Winemaker of the Year in 2017 and the one to watch in 2018 by Wine Press, Succession is setting the pace. Award-winning wines are just a part of the overall experience. Add live music on Sundays and fantastic views, and you have it all. Succession Wines, located on the north shore of Lake Chelan between Chelan and Manson.
Street Talking Other Stuff, and I am really happy. My guest today is an old friend, but just a great guy, Roland Bais. Roland, how are you?
Nice to be here. Thank
now,
you.
Roland is the owner of KWIK Lube and Tune on South Wenatchee Avenue, and I don't really want to promote people's business and that kind of stuff, but I've been wanting to have you on for a long time because you are the internal combustion engine whisperer. Okay? And I also called him the guru of the garage today on Facebook. But just, I mean, your automotive knowledge is encyclopedic. Now, I know you're a humble guy and that kind of stuff, but back when I had my radio show on KPQ, that other news thing that's around here somewhere, Roland was a monthly guest. And I'll tell you, whenever he was on, the phones never stopped ringing. You always had great answers for people. But hey, thanks for being on today.
People always have problems with their cars. So.
Yeah. Okay, so just a little bit about yourself. Let people get to know you, you know, so.
I'm originally from Alberta, Canada, and we moved down to the United States when I was about 6 years old. We lived in Oregon.
Okay.
And then we moved from Oregon to Walla Walla.
Really?
And I grew up in Walla Walla, basically. I went all the way through grade school there until my 9th grade year, and then moved to Lewiston, Idaho, and did my 10th grade year there. And then we moved back up to Alberta
Now, how come your family moved around so much? They're not military or anything?
No, my parents, they got divorced when I was 11.
Yeah.
And so when we were living in Walla Walla, then I went with my mom and we moved to Lewiston.
Oh, okay.
And then she met my stepdad, Garth, who was from northern Alberta, so we moved back up there
Oh, okay, all right.
with him. And then I did my 11th grade year in Kelowna, British Columbia. And then transferred to Upper Columbia Academy at Seventh-day Adventist boarding school over by Spokane.
Yeah.
And finished my high school there.
Okay. But you've been doing mechanic work here in Wenatchee since 1983, you say,
Yeah,
right?
when I graduated in '83 from Upper Columbia Academy, and
Okay.
I had moved from Kelowna to down there to Spangle and was there at the school. And Mom and Dad said, when you want to come home, don't come home to Kelowna, come home to Wenatchee.
Okay. Have you ever been, you know?
I'd never been here.
Yeah, lucky guy, huh? Yeah, Wenatchee, yeah, we love it, so.
Well, I'd always seen the sign to Wenatchee on our way up to Canada because we drove
Sure.
through there, and but it was always this town over on the other side of the mountains there I never went to. But yeah, we've been here ever since and love it. It's a beautiful place.
Yeah,
to
what'd
live.
you think when you got here, so?
It was
I
very-
remember when I first showed up in 73.
Yeah.
So you got here in 83.
There you
10
go.
years after
There
me.
you go.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, no, it was very similar to Kelowna. You know, Kelowna has Okanagan Lake and
Yeah.
stuff, and you know, with the river down the valley, it was kind of a similar feel. So it was real nice.
All right, cool. All right, so your professional background.
Okay.
You've been doing automotive repair work since early 80s, right?
Yeah.
How'd you get into this? You know, what was it that, you know?
Well, believe it or not, I actually have my degree in physical education. Yeah. And I always tell people that's why I work on cars.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, you're one of those people who just followed along. Your educational path had nothing to do with what you eventually started doing.
But an interesting story about that. When I was in 8th grade, I was in Walla Walla going to Rogers Elementary School. And there they graduate you in 8th grade, you know, before you go up to the high school.
Right.
The big question was, they asked everybody, what do you want to be when you grow up? You know, when you grow, you want to be an astronaut, a doctor, and everybody was saying all these things, you know, they want to be all these fancy things. And I remember looking at the list and seeing all these different things and going, nobody put auto mechanic. I'm serious, it's
Really?
a true story. And so I said, auto mechanic.
Yeah.
Forgot about it.
Really?
Forgot about the whole rest.
I mean, why did you say it just because you saw it on the list?
Because nobody else said it.
Oh, okay.
Nobody else said it. They were all doctor, fireman, nurse, and all these things, you know, and I was like, I just want to put something different, you know? And so, I don't know how many years later, I was after college and stuff, I'd been working on cars for a while, and
Yeah.
I found that old yearbook. And I looked through there, and I saw this, and I went, I said, God knew what I was gonna be.
Really?
Before I even knew.
Oh, cool.
You know, it was like, okay, I get it now.
I'll be a mechanic.
yeah.
So, but you say you started working on cars and stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
tell us about how that
Well,
started, you know?
I always like fixing things and
Sure.
stuff, and kind of had a little bit of a knack for it. But I really got into cars seriously when we opened up the lube shop in '83. The Super Oval was a big attraction. And my stepdad had raced stock cars when he was younger, and so I kind of got into racing stock cars.
Really?
I bought my first car from a guy in the alley behind the shop for $150.
Really?
It was this 1968
Was
Toro.
this a legal deal?
It was,
In the
it was.
alley behind the shop?
It was.
You buy anything else back there?
It was a 1968 Oldsmobile Toronado.
Oh, okay.
It was number 7 El Toro.
Yeah.
We had a big bull head painted on the hood and stuff. And
Yeah.
I was 17 then, and we raced it up at the Super Oval, and I got hooked on cars.
Okay, so was it just a lube shop you opened when at first? You just
Yeah,
did lubrication?
Mom and Dad came down, and they actually built the lube shop, and then I came back and started working there and
Yeah.
and stuff. So
Okay.
it's just been of a attraction to cars.
Okay, so what's the first car you ever worked on?
It was a 1966 Plymouth Belvedere.
Okay, and
Yeah.
what were you doing to it?
I rebuilt the engine on it.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the first thing you did on a car was rebuild the engine?
Yeah.
And people like this drive me nuts because I can't do anything. You know, I mean, I can't. My friend Vinny, I just visited him in Cape Cod. He lives in New York. I said, what's that house over there? Oh, that's the garage I built. You could stay there. I mean, I can't do anything like that.
Well, that's what
That's
makes the world
cool.
go around.
Yeah,
You know,
I
it's
guess.
like different people are good at different things.
I stand in awe of you.
Well,
I
it's-
rebuilt an engine.
well,
Pretty good.
Funny story with that one too. I just got it all put back in the car, and I
Yeah.
was really proud of it, and I wanted to show my dad. And it was parked out in the parking lot next to Jerry's Auto Supply. There was backed in there, thankfully. And I wanted to show him that I got it running, so I reached in and I turned the key.
Yeah.
And I didn't have the transmission linkage hooked up or the throttle linkage.
Oh.
So it was a wide open throttle.
Yeah.
And it was in reverse. So,
So you learned as you go, right?
yeah, and then it didn't have the exhaust hooked up, so it was coming right out of the manifolds. So it went like full, just wide open,
Yeah.
and in reverse. Took off backwards, and it was about maybe 8 or 10 feet from the building. Smashed into the building, and sat there just going, just digging dirt in the ground. It was gravel, you know.
Yeah.
And all you could see is where I used to be because I was gone. I was so scared. I ran away. So I ran so fast. I was like out of there. And thankfully, my dad went over there and pulled the coil wire on it and shut it off. But scared me to death.
Well, I was going to ask you if after you rebuilt the engine, if the engine worked. It sounded
worked,
it
yeah.
sounded like it did.
Yeah, we broke it in really fast. Yeah,
So-
scared me to death. But yeah, that was the first one.
Okay, so what else, I mean, working on cars now is different than working on cars then, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. What do you
Yeah.
miss about the old, backyard mechanic under
Well,
the apple tree type of stuff?
The modern cars today have so many computers and sensors and
Right.
different things. There's really no more of the getting the screwdriver out,
Yeah.
getting the timing light out, making any real adjustments on these new cars. And that's kind of what I was good at, the older cars that are carbureted and these kinds of things. I could tweak them a little bit,
Sure.
get them to run real smooth and stuff. I really enjoyed that part of
Yeah.
it. Where today you hook up a scanner, you push the button.
Yeah, I know, because anytime I bring my truck down or the car to look at, that's the first thing you do is you
Yeah.
plug the scanner in.
Yeah.
And there's something interesting. My wife and I recently on vacation, we rented a car, and it was a Toyota Camry. It looked a lot like ours. It was a new one, but it just didn't have the oomph that mine does. And I said to Rosie that this must be a 4-cylinder. So when we got to my friend's house, I popped the hood to look and see whether it was a 4-cylinder. I have no idea. I can't tell what this is.
We have a lot of times people will call us up and say, my car doesn't have spark plugs. I
Yeah.
say, yeah, it does.
You just can't see them.
You just can't see them. They're way down in there underneath a bunch of covers and coils and stuff like that, So, it's very different now. I kind of came onto the scene when the points and carburetors and those
Sure.
kind of things were going out, and electronic fuel injection and direct ignition and these kind of things were coming in. So I kind of grew with that part of the industry, and so it's kind of helped me, be successful that way.
Now, were you able to do this by osmosis, or did you actually have to go to classes? Because I know other mechanics, they'll post that they've been certified in this area and been to this class and that type of thing. I mean, I'm sure you have too, but.
Well, believe it or not, the only formal mechanic training I've had was high school shop.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
The rest of it's all been hands-on learning.
Okay, so you just must have a knack for it,
Yeah, so like you say, some people are more skilled at certain things and other things. My brother-in-law, he's great with computers and electronic things and
Oh,
stuff, but,
okay.
as far as working on a car, he thinks it's magic.
Really? Yeah, well, I do too.
What goes on under the hood is magic, and for some reason, my brain is wired that way.
No, it does.
It makes sense to me.
Yeah, it hooks up. I'll tell you, it's back when I was doing the radio show at KPQ. For some reason, when I drove down from where my office was to the station, the truck was running really bad. I didn't know what it was, so what am I going to do? And somebody at the station said, well, I think Roland down at Quick Lube in Tune is open. And I'd never heard of you. I mean, I've
Yeah.
passed the place
Yeah.
a million times.
Yeah.
So I drove down there after the show was over, and the car's running like, it's about to die. Well, it's the same truck I have now. He pops the hood, looks at it, and says, oh, connects something back up again, and everything's fine. I mean, how did you even know just by looking at it?
It's just experience. It really is. That's all it is to it. I mean, there's some guys that work for me that could forget more about cars than I'll ever know.
Okay,
but
well.
we all make a good team.
Yeah, good.
So.
Well, it's just been, the mechanical part of it floors me, because I had an old truck a long time ago. And it was a Ford, and something just broke in it. It was something with the oil pump, but you had to take the whole engine out to get down to it. And, the truck cost me $1,500, and the guy said, no, it's gonna cost you this much to get it fixed, it's not worth it, blah, blah, blah. And because I basically needed a new engine or something like that. And one of the guys I work with said, oh, well, just put a new short block in there. It's just a matter of hooking up nuts and bolts. Maybe to you it's a matter of hooking up nuts and bolts. But hey, street talk and other stuff. I'm talking with Roland Bais. He is the owner of KWIK Lube and Tune on South Wenatchee. This guy is a car internal combustion whisperer. I love him. I think he's great. But we're going to be talking more about his experience with vehicles. Maybe give a tip or two that may help you, although I don't know how. Maybe you just could, by osmosis, know what somebody's going through out there. But hey, street talk and other stuff. Maddog Magnotti, stick around. We'll be right back.
Sun Mountain Lodge's romantic fall color package starts at $228 per couple. Including room, full breakfast, and gratuities. Valid dates and other details are at sunmountainlodge.com.
This is Caitlin Hedershy, the producer of the NCW Life magazine. Each week, I'm bringing you a look behind the scenes of the faces, places, and events that make North Central Washington the place we call home. Tune in every weekday for an in-depth look at a new topic each week. From local artists in their studios to businesses breaking barriers that might surprise you and everything in between. Join me on the NCW Life magazine right here on the NCW Life channel.
If you are looking for dependable car service and repair, visit the good guys at KWIK Lube and Tune. They've been keeping cars and trucks in the Wenatchee Valley running smooth for 35 years. KWIK Lube and Tune is your hometown shop for a 10-minute oil change, complete tune-ups, alignments, brakes, mufflers, air conditioning service, and more. Get more life out of your vehicle by bringing it to the local guys you can trust at KWIK Lube and Tune on South Wenatchee Avenue.
Badger Mountain Brewing is proud to announce the grand opening of our new kitchen. Come try out our new menu featuring fabulous steaks, prime rib, gourmet burgers, and seafood grilled up by experienced meat master, Chef Galen Goodman. To complement your mouth-watering meal, Badger Mountain Brewing features 14 in-house crafted beers, an alcohol-free root beer infused with 11 different herbs and spices, 3 different ciders, and a great wine selection. Don't miss out on the best meats and the best brews down at Badger Mountain Brewing,
located at 1 Orondo Avenue across the tracks from the Pybus Market.
Okay, we're back. Street talking other stuff. I'm talking with Mr. Roland Bais today, and I'll be honest with you, he's my mechanic. I would not go to anybody else. I know there's other good people in town.
Yes,
I really do.
lots.
But it is important, and they say this, find a mechanic that knows what they're doing, find somebody who you can trust, and then stick with that person. So, and I know there's other good people out there, okay? But this guy just, I can tell you personally,
Thank you.
and I don't know if you just saw his ad. His ad was just on there. You saw him at work and his guys, and it was kind of cool. You know?
Yeah, we got a good crew.
Okay, so new cars. Okay, what should people be looking for? What should they know? You know?
As far as buying them,
Yeah.
or
You know, let's say, I mean, we've talked. I may be in the market for, you know, another vehicle. And I kind of like buying used if it's fairly, you know, late model, so you're not getting the new car
well, yeah,
depreciation.
that's the, I mean, I paid $17,000 for my first house.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
people I had a guy come in with a truck. He was paying $80,000 for a truck.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa.
Well,
I
that's,
don't know
yeah,
how
I mean,
people
my
can
first
do
house
it.
was $45,000, and that's, some new cars are going for that.
Yeah, it's
That's
crazy.
Just, yeah,
It's crazy. So it's a major investment.
right.
You know, so you want to be careful of, you know, what you're getting and be sure and have it checked out before you buy it. You know, do your research, do your Carfax, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But, you know, the one good thing is cars nowadays, you know, back when I first started in the automotive business, if a car had 100,000 miles on
Yeah.
it, you wouldn't even think about buying
right,
it, or
exactly,
it was ready
yeah.
for the junkyard, it was burning oil and smoking and whatever else. And now we see cars in the shop with 500,000 miles on
really?
them, you know,
Wow.
still going fine. You know, so the technology that is in these newer cars, you know, enables them to run as lean as possible all the time, as clean as possible all the time. And with the new oils that we have, the synthetic oils and
Right.
synthetic blends and stuff, cars are lasting much, much longer.
Yeah.
They have to because people have to pay for them.
Yeah, right.
I mean, when you got a 4-year car loan, it's like, oh, man.
Yeah.
You know, now, you know, one of my guys bought a new truck, you know, in like 7 or 8 years he's paying on that thing.
Yeah,
You know,
no,
it's it's a major investment,
Yeah.
you know, so you got to take care of it. And like I tell people, you know, they're just a machine. If you know, keep it serviced, keep your oil changed, keep your fluids and filters and normal maintenance stuff done, you know, they'll last a long, long time. You know, people come, oh, this will be my last car, and well, you're going to live a long time. You know, 'cause,
Yeah, well, no, that's how I feel. You know, I mean, like I said, Rosie wants me to trade in the truck because it's got a clutch, and because of my hips, it's kind of fun climbing in and out of it. You know.
well, you say clutch. What's that?
Well?
Yeah.
You know what it is? You know what a manual transmission is? It's a Millennium anti-theft device. A Millennial anti-theft device.
There you go. Yeah, sort of those things on the door that you do this to roll your window up.
Oh, yeah. Well, I still say that. Roll the window up.
Yeah, I know.
You know, or I tell people, hang up the phone.
Yeah.
And my daughter laughed at me and said, "Do you realize what you just said?"
Yeah, I know.
I said, "Yes, hang up." Oh,
Yeah, it tells how old we are, I
yeah,
guess.
roll your window up.
Yeah. No, new cars are great, though. I mean, I have, like, the car I drive, I got 27 miles to the gallon coming back from Walla Walla yesterday, and, I mean, it used to be cars would get 10, 15, maybe.
Well, we were in that Camry that we rented, the new one. Well, of course, it was a 4-cylinder, but we were getting close to 40 on the highway.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So.
It's absolutely amazing, you know, and it's good for the economy. I mean, it's great to have cars that perform like that.
And then I tell you, some of the new stuff is cool. I mean, the backup camera.
Yeah.
But that's kind of dangerous.
Oh, yeah.
Because I would start to depend on that a lot, you know, and I'm not the best backer-upper in the
Well,
world.
you know, I have one in my car, and I don't use it.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
I just don't. I mean, I'm still young enough I can turn around and look. My dad always said, what's behind me doesn't concern me, but you still want to look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And something else, built-in GPS. I mean, I'm having the hardest time. I've been using my phone for my GPS, but I'm having the hardest time getting a holder for it because the magnetic things don't work anymore. There was something I used to plug into my CD player slot, but that's magnetic. That doesn't work. I mean, the magnetic strip keeps falling off. Do you recommend anything? And my truck dashboard is kind of sloped, and it's not something I can really put an adhesive on.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, it's tough anymore. There's all kinds of things you can do with that, but.
Well, tell me one that'll work, okay?
Well, my wife has a suction cup one
Oh, really?
that she puts on the windshield.
On the windshield, okay. All right, well, maybe I'll look into that.
Yeah.
Then there's something else that I think reflects up onto the windshield itself, and that's where your display is.
Some of the fancier cars have a heads-up display.
Okay, but that makes me a little nervous, because that's actually on your screen where you're driving, right?
But you see through it.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, one of my buddies, he has a newer Corvette that has all the speedometer, the tachometer, oil pressure, coolant temperature, all that stuff, right? You can keep your eyes right on the road and see it all.
Okay, well, maybe I'll look into one of those then. Okay, so, what's your favorite car of all time? Of all time?
Money, no object?
Yeah,
An Aston Martin Vantage.
really? Now, how come?
They have a very classic look to them. They have a V12 engine,
Okay.
two-door sports car, but they're very, very expensive. And
Okay.
never in my world, but if money was no object, that'd probably be one I'd go
Is that
for.
something like what James
Exactly.
What's his name?
James Bond.
James Bond, right?
Yeah.
I kept thinking Sean Connery.
Yeah.
Sean
well,
Connery's the only James
to me,
Bond.
to me, that yeah,
So-
he was the only one.
Okay, what was your first car?
My first car was a 1971 Plymouth Scamp.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, my dad, he was out looking for cars for me, and he brought over a 1969 Chevelle Super Sport big block,
Yeah.
and we took it for a test drive. And I was all excited about this car. I wanted, American muscle car, big block, everything. And we took it for a test drive, went down the end of this little cul-de-sac, and he was driving. And we put it in reverse to back up. He kind of punched it a little bit, and the tires squealed.
Ah.
And he saw the look on my face, and I saw the look on his face. I knew
They weren't the same, were they?
and I knew there was no way in the world I was getting that car. And so he probably saved my life, though.
Yeah.
But the next car he brought back was the Plymouth Scamp with a slant 6.
A slant 6, right.
Yes.
I had a mechanic tell me, the mechanic that we went to back in Colon, New Jersey, one of the best engines in the world. He
Yes,
said
I
easy
would-
to
I
work
would agree.
on. They were
Yeah.
very dependable.
I paid $900 for that car. I drove it for 4 years and sold it for $900.
Really? Cool.
Yeah.
My first car was a 67 Firebird.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's a nice car.
Oh, it was nice, but again, dangerous.
Yes.
I got my first speeding ticket in that car. Coming up Bloomfield Avenue from West Caldwell, and all of a sudden I see the lights, and the cop wasn't smart. The cop was still about 100 yards behind me. And you know why you don't do that? If you're too far back, it tempts the person to run.
Oh,
And I was tempted.
Yeah.
But I didn't.
See, with a slant six, you're not tempted to run.
No. It was a Firebird.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got my first speeding ticket. Not that I learned my lesson.
Yes. Yeah.
But yeah. So no.
It was a good car.
All right. Now I keep passing. There's a car lot on the corner where I go to work, and Rosie, of course, has been telling me that she wants me to stop climbing in and out of the truck. So it's got a couple Camaros and a Vet. And I say, oh, honey, look, those cars are low. Those cars are low.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I never would. You know what?
Yeah.
To me, the vehicle says nothing about me. You know, it gets me to work and back.
Yeah.
It gets me where I want to go.
Yeah.
I had a friend who just bought a relatively, it wasn't a new, but it was a Porsche, and I can't remember how much he spent for it. You know, something.
A lot.
Yeah. And it's nice. And he said, hey, you want to drive? I said, no, you know, I don't want to. I mean, God forbid. But I said, that's fine, but I would never buy anything like that because it's too, why?
Yeah.
You know, because people get this idea, and again, forgive me I'm being too critical. The vehicle says nothing about you.
Yeah.
You know, it just says that you're willing to spend money and make a payment.
Yeah. Well, there is, I call it, I just bought a different car, a Mercedes.
Okay, all right.
And it's a very nice car.
Yeah.
Nicer car than I ever thought I'd ever be able to drive or own. And the gentleman that sold it to me gave me a very good deal on it. And, you know, it was like $64,000 new. And when you drive a Mercedes, people tell me, oh, the shop must be doing really well. You know, oh, you're moving up in the world, you know, all these kind of things and stuff. And they don't know that I only paid $10,000 for it, which is probably half of what they just paid for their Honda Accord.
Right.
But because it's a Mercedes, I call it the Mercedes factor.
Yeah.
You know, because people do tend to put, you know, emphasis on the car that you drive.
Yeah, they do. You know, they look at you and they somehow think that the car reflects on your personality.
Well, like the farmers, you know, when you buy the newest truck, when you're driving a new truck every year, you're doing good.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of a statement.
Yep. Okay, well, look, we got to take a break. We'll be back to say goodbye to Roland, but Roland Bais, Quick Lube and Tune, South Wenatchee Avenue. You know, great guy. But hey, Street Talk and other stuff. Maddog Magnotti, stick around. We will be right back. So.
At the Siren Song Vineyard Estate Winery and Restaurant on the south shore of Lake Chelan, you'll discover a variety of handcrafted wines and a European-inspired menu. Join us for live music, private events and weddings, cooking classes, and more. Sip, dine, and take in the stunning views of Lake Chelan at Siren Song. Visit sirensongwines.com for hours and event information. Everyone has a siren song. What's yours?
My awesome is being able to share my passion for yoga. I found yoga in my mid-40s to help me kind of de-stress and calm down, and it actually changed my life. Washington Trust believed in me. I felt like, okay, they got my back. I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna go for it. It actually makes you feel like more brave. I do have a lot of awesome in my life.
What's your awesome? Whatever it is, we'll help you get there.
I'm Jenny Rojanasatian, and this is Guada TV. Every week, we will be bringing you a first look at North Central Washington business, tech, and education news. You'll hear from local influencers and innovators who live right here in the Valley. Together, we'll discuss hot topics, current events, and resources that can support your business, our schools, and this community. Join me every week, and let's get inspired.
Okay, I want to thank Roland for being on with us today. Roland, you are indeed the internal combustion whisperer, the guru of the garage.
You're too kind. You're too
nice
kind.
to have him on. But hey, Street Talk and other stuff. Maddog Magnotti. Like I say, next week I'm going to have some of the cast from the music theater show at the Addams Family coming on. Tickets are available now. You can go to just search the PAC Wenatchee, PAC, and it'll bring it to the ticket office. But hey, Street Talk and other stuff. Maddog Magnotti, thanks for being with us today. You have a great day. See you next week. Bye-bye.
Have a fun video you'd like to see featured on NCW Life? Email us at newsphotos@ncwlife.com.